I've been asked in public settings, if there's any advice you would give to your younger self, what would it be? And I've thought about that. And I said, it's no advice I would give my younger self. Because decisions I made that didn't work out, that's life experience, okay? I mean, I have to say, wow, that didn't work out. Let me try a different way. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to go just based on advice so that you never go down alleys you go down blank alleys, you don't get the life experience of recovering from that because you're going to need that later on. Any successful entrepreneur has had failures, 100% of them. Yeah. And so if all the advice is to prevent the failures, then I will be a weak person going forward without having had the life experience of recovering from it. So I told him, no, there's no advice I give my younger self. Now you don't want to make the same mistake twice. Yeah. Then you're just stupid, okay? but you make a mistake once and then don't repeat that mistake. That's life experience. So it's the ambition that I think will get you through anything.
That reminds me of a story from my high school when we were in a chemistry lab and we were all complaining that the experiment wasn't working. And our very wise elder chemistry teacher said, no, chemistry experiments always work. You may not have been doing the experiment that you were supposed to be doing, or that you thought you were doing, but something happened and you learned something.
or something didn't happen, and there's a reason for that too. Right.
So this issue of failure is something I wanted to talk about a little bit, because I think for a lot of young folks that we talk to, sometimes that failure is out of their control. And I think it particularly in the context of the climate crisis, where back-to-back droughts followed by flooding, followed by invasive pests, can really undermine that fuel tank, can harm that fuel tank. But also there is opportunity there, and as we've already discussed, I wonder if there are any experiences that, from this more contemporary contextualization of the crisis that we face, if there are any examples from your teaching or your learning where you've seen people engage with that and come through with not necessarily a better perspective, but one that will drive them forward.
It's possible to feel helpless in the face of forces, right, that are beyond your control, particularly in the farming world. I mean, not to sound bluntly ignorant of farming, I've never farmed before.
Yeah.
And I think I was 30 before I even met a farmer. Just to be clear, New York City is not a land of farmers.
But you already interacted with the food from the farm.
Food from the farm? No. The food just shows up. I'm not kidding here. You go to the store, that's where the food comes from. You're not thinking farmer or distribution channel. We're not thinking that. We just go to the store because that's where the food shows up, right? And every problem we face, like I said, is an opportunity to be innovative. Yeah. And let that be a call for a next generation. We have these problems. Who's with us to try to solve them, not how to run away from them.
Navigating complexities or challenges, crises can be difficult for young people. But I think with a proper basis, if they're set up well with the right idea, good passion, to desire to succeed, they can maneuver. I have an example of a lady who in 2022, we picked her enterprise as one of those businesses we were working with. It was still young, like an annual turnover below $50,000. So it was really still small business. And now then that was post-COVID. And she was like, my interest is to be able to sell to the US, to sell to Europe, I want to sell to China. And then we're like, oh, are you ready for that? Then you say, yes, I'm ready. But you understand there are complexities and a lot of challenges in the export market. How will you overcome that? And then he says, I will find my way once I get there. And then I was the program manager then. So I was asking her, so what do you want me to do for you? And I was talking like I'm the owner of all the things she wants. What do you want me to do for you? She said, if I can get global gap certification, then I will be so happy because I can sell to most of the markets. So we said, oh, so you would just want global gap certification? And then she said, yes. Why? Because she had sent a consignment to Middle East, Dubai, and it was all thrown away because she did not have the standard. She could even ask those people to bring them back because it was going to be even costly. So the lady was onboarded into the program, and we said, we will get you a trainer to support you, build your capacity, set up systems in place to be able to get your global gap compliance and certification. And immediately she started the process, then we had a crash, the project that crashed. So we were not continuing. The trainer had not even got midway. And so she just saw like all the hopes of getting the global certification dust, and she was coming back to the local market. But there's something I like about her resilience, like the ability is she's a young lady and the passion to keep on driving herself. She said when the project crashed early this year during the funding cuts, she just said, this is where we are. My business has to continue because I did not establish it on the foundation of all this support. All this support just came and found me moving forward. So despite the funding cuts, and now I'm not going to get the global gap, I still have to be in business. And do you know what she did? She invested more of her resources into the local markets and also expanded her business into the regional trade from Kenya to Uganda, then to Rwanda, sending heavy consignments on avocado, pineapple, mango, and all that.
So it was more incremental
Yeah.
as a path of growth.
Yes.
Which is probably more sustainable.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So she
Yeah.
just said, I'm going to sell where the certification is not required. And so instead of struggling to sell into the other export markets where this certification is required and now she cannot get that, she now picked up the alternative. And that is what is working. So the ability of young people to maneuver or be able to play around, have multiple routes, multiple options, rather than just focusing on this single one. So when it crashes, you fail completely, is one thing
Yes, the
that we need
resilience.
to build.
The
Yeah,
resilience is an
resilience.
important
Yeah.
factor.